What's up, guys? Jason WUKAR here. Just totally kidding, guys. Jason Cardamone. I just want to real quickly come at you guys, and I know things are totally chaos right now. By the way, this video is it's for those of you who are not in San Diego either weekend. And I really, don't worry, I'm not about to start preaching the good word to you. It is a good word, but this is my Jim Rohn Leadership Journal right here. And I have about 50 pages of double-sided notes in here that I took over both of those weekends in San Diego, which was August 2nd and 3rd and August 9th and 10th, something like that. I don't really know what's happened in the last month of my life besides this last month has been the best year of my life. Let me say that again. This last month here in August has been the best year of my life. And what I mean by that, guys, I could literally sit here for days straight, and those of you that didn't know me know I can talk for days straight, except I am starting to lose my voice a little. I have a real purpose here if you guys hold with me, and it's really to give you some of the insight of what I've seen happening behind the scenes. So I realize there's literally hundreds of you that, and I gotta put my journal down because I feel like it's holding me back. I gotta be free. You know, I realize there's hundreds of you that have just joined. Heck, me alone, I think I put in like a person an hour this whole morning since I woke up, like 12 hours ago. And I've never had anything like that in my life. Not into a program that's $2,500, maybe into like some little free trial or something like that, like for one day or something. And I've just never seen the kind of magic we have here, ever. And I know you guys don't know me, I'm just this crazy guy that talks loud and moves around and bounces off the walls. You know, some of the guys call me Energizer Bunny. It doesn't matter what my background is. I've grown big teams, I've been doing this for 8 years, guys. I've made more than $1 million, but that's nothing compared to what we're creating here. It's literally nothing. It's a little tiny drop in the bucket. The stuff I've done in the past means nothing up to now. Because the guy that I was 30 days ago, before Christian called me on Wednesday, July 30th, that guy is a different guy than you see standing right in front of this camera. You can ask my mom across the room here, you can ask my wife, my children, anybody that watches me on a day-to-day basis. You can ask any one of the dozen people I talked to today that have known me for years and years, and I'm literally a changed person in just the last couple weeks here. And there's something amazing happen here. And I don't care whether you share my belief system or not, and I don't care whether you call it God, or you call it the universe, or synchronicity, or you don't call it anything and that's just how it happened, it was just luck. I don't really care what your belief system is, because the reality is there are things here happening that are never going to happen again. And just by you being here right now, you're very blessed to be in this place. I feel very blessed to be here. And I'm not taking this for granted. And I'm not whining and complaining. But I don't want to just get all like hardcore on you because I'm super non-confrontational. Yeah, right. You're like confronting me already. I've been hanging around with people that have made 10, 100 times, 1,000 times what I've made in my life for the last 3 weeks straight. And it's really true, the 5 closest people in your life, you become like them and they raise up your level of standards. And it's why my whole life is transformed immediately. And so I just want to share some insights, you guys, for some of you, but basically for the 95% of you that weren't here, you know, a few weeks ago. That first weekend in San Diego, guys, it was a little room of 40 of us. 40 people. But you got to understand, you know, I just told you a little bit about what I had done. That's nothing. I was like a peon in this room. But I'm not even going to use that language because that's not my self-image, is calling myself a peon. I'm an amazing contributor to the world and I have big things to offer this world. But they're coming out greater than they ever have because of the people I'm surrounded by. I'm talking about people like Matt Trainer, like Rich Cook, like Christian Henneke, and I shouldn't even have started because now I have to name like 50 people that are a part of this project, and some of them I can't even tell you their names because they're still undercover. And so I really am not going to play the name game. I will share some personal stories so you guys can see the the caliber of the kind of people behind the scenes here that, I mean, guys, that first weekend, there was a guy in the room sitting right on the beanbag bag on the floor right in front of me. And I had heard of his name. I didn't know anything about him. But I come to know he manages Facebook clients that pay him $500,000 a day to run their Facebook ad pay-per-click campaigns. What that means, guys? $15 million a month. There are clients he has, they pay him $15 million per month to run Facebook pay-per-click. $15 million. That's one client. That's one guy in the room. You guys know Matt Trainer dropped $40 million in annual SEO contracts to do everything here. So who cares that I just dropped everything I've been doing basically for my entire life, and I changed my plans. I sat down with my wife and children and my parents, and I told them what my life was going to look like for the next 6 months. And I'm here, and I'm all in, and I'm committed, and nothing. Guys, I have this thing called Rescue Time. It tracks everything I do on my phone and my computer. I just worked, if you can call this work, it's a time of my life. Last week, I put in 129 hours and 59 minutes in 1 week. Do you know there's only 168 hours in a whole week? That leaves a total of 38 hours for sleeping, taking a shower, having fun with my wife, going potty, all that stuff, running. I'm training for marathons. Guys, I changed my whole life for this. That's how big this is. And so now I know some of you guys are like, well, who cares? You're this crazy, loud, stupid kid. Maybe you're right. But I don't believe I've been deceived by the people that are in this group. And the reason is, so I'm going to go all the way back to that first weekend. Most of the people here, not even the top leaders, weren't even here yet. The top leaders got attracted by this group we formed, and it was even before that weekend I was there, 40 people. It actually all started out in Salt Lake City with a small handful of people, and I'm not even going into that story. But one weekend led to another, and here we are today. And I don't know what day it is, it's somewhere at the end of August, I don't care. Like Sam would say, every day is Saturday. I don't really care what today is. It does not matter at all. What matters is you're in a position right now to change the history of the rest of your family tree. And I know that sounds cliche BS. I know that. I've had to say, I know this sounds cliche, but please suspend your disbelief for just a minute and let me say, I've said that like literally a couple hundred times in the last few weeks. Because it's true. But there's a special chance you have in life, and that's not even true. Most people never ever get a chance to be a part of something like you're in right now. And I realize a lot of you have no clue what you're sitting on. I realize a lot of you don't even realize how the rotator is going to work. You don't know the details of the membership site we're building out. Maybe you barely know your sponsor. Maybe you don't know who Matt is and Tarly, and here I go. I'm not even going into names, guys. I'm going to do my best for that, because then I always feel bad about all the people that I don't say their names, because we have so many rock stars. I brought some people in, I'm like, dude, they're amazing, man. I'm totally pumped to have them here. Like, dude, and then so-and-so walks in. And then this gal, and this guy, and dude, we are surrounded by rock stars. And here's something I want to share with you guys from the first weekend in San Diego with like 40 of us. So you have these little moments come up where you're like, so I knew a Matt Trainer's name. I'm going to talk about Matt for a minute. So I had heard Matt's name before, right? I didn't know a lot about him, but I had heard his name in the scene. You know, all the names you guys hear all the time. Frank Kern, Mike Filsame, and I could go on forever, like all the internet guys, Jenkins, Koenigs, like the whole crew. There's this big crew of all these internet marketers, and I'd heard Matt Trainer's name mentioned among all the names, and he was just one of those guys I hadn't met yet or I hadn't hung out with yet. And I didn't get a picture yet. I love getting pictures of like people say like, yeah, dude, look who I've hung with. Well, what's crazy is those 2 weekends in San Diego, I didn't even take a picture with anybody because everything's like NDA undercover. And so there's a lot of stuff I can't even share with you guys. because I will never risk the gifts I've been blessed with given here. I mean, guys, just what, I don't even know if I should say this because I don't want to piss everybody off. There were some things Matt shared with us totally under NDA, and don't even ask me, I don't care who you are. I haven't even told my best friend who runs an SEO company and he needs this info. You know, the reality is, this guy had a chance to be in San Diego and he turned it down, and he's one of my best friends in the world, and I love him to death, but I'm just a messenger in this, and he doesn't understand what's all happening, and he feels a little uncertain, a little unstable about this. Then I'm sorry, I love this guy to death. He doesn't know anything of what I'm saying. But you guys got to realize, Matt poured out some of the biggest secrets. He spent like his whole life learning this stuff. And he's the kind of guy, a lot of you guys don't know this. So back in early June this year, just a few months ago, that he sat down and he created this 90-day challenge. He wanted to sit down and make like a quarter, was it $200,000 or $250,000? I think it was $200,000 in 3 months. That was his goal. He was going to do it from scratch, with no help at all, with only the knowledge in his head, with only $1,000 or less. Like nothing. Like stuff any of us could come up with besides the knowledge in his head. That's what we didn't have, or at least until that weekend we got a big chunk of it. And I'm sure he still has some secrets we don't even know yet. And so he sat down, and what happened over those next 90 days didn't even happen in 90 days. It happened over 3 weeks. And in 3 weeks, he created $300,000 from scratch. Did you guys, I know $300,000, most of us have never even made that in our lifetime. Sorry, not in our lifetime, in a 1 year period, much less within a 3 week period. So he cranked out $100,000 a week for 3 weeks. And now check this out, guys. So this was when I was still getting to know Matt. I'm in that room. I had heard about how he had to kick somebody out because they were an arrogant idiot. By the way, don't be that idiot. You won't be in this project. And it won't be just Matt. We are a wolf pack. We're brothers and sisters together. And if you're that arrogant jerk bringing the rest of the group down, I guarantee the group will vote to get you out. And yes, it's like Big Brother, I don't know, I don't watch TV, whatever those shows where they'll live in a house and you kick people out or whatever that is, like Survivor, that's what's gonna happen. So don't be that person, trust me. But I had heard of something that happened in Salt Lake City. I had heard of something that happened in San Diego, and I'm like, dude, I don't wanna mess with this guy. But, so I'm all like, I'm kind of freaked out, kind of nervous, like I see this guy's like freaking a genius, literally a genius. Not the cliche like, oh, he's a genius. Dude, do you guys know the guy builds like custom cars and stuff in his garage and sells them for like $100,000? Like freaking Batmobiles and stuff. Do you know like Matt does that just like for fun on the side? Do you realize like across deep pockets of knowledge, he knows more than like most people on the entire planet that just focus in the one area? Do you guys realize that's who Matt Trainer is? And I'm not sitting here, Matt's probably like all like, dude, just like shut up. You guys need to understand, like the people that were there, we know some of his heart, some of it. I've seen things in Matt, and I'm not even gonna share details, but I've seen things in him that I trust this guy with my life, and he is here for your greater good. And you're damn lucky to be here, and so am I. Because he could have just taken all this and hired a bunch of outsourcers from out of the country that nobody ever knows and paid them like next to nothing and just made $1 billion with it like he's doing right now. We're all blessed enough that he's sharing it with us. So here's a question though. So I want you to rewind back. That I'm sitting in this room, I'm kind of scared of this guy. I didn't get to know him too much yet, but dude, he's raw. He's not afraid to just be like, dude, here's how it is. Here's it. He's like right in your face kind of stuff. And I'm sitting here and I'm just like, literally guys, I ripped out the skin from underneath my thumb because I was furiously writing notes on the edge of my chair. And I have a saying from Sherry Sharman, I don't even know it's proper to say it. I don't even care, guys. I have no filters anymore, so I almost never cuss. So, but I just want to share this with you guys. So there's the saying, you like sit on the edge of your chair, and obviously if you're a guy, it's like dude, balls over the edge. You sit on the seat of your chair, you're present, your state's proper, your physiology's proper, and you're taking notes. And dude, the whole weekend, and I heard this as like a side camera kind of joke, like what Sherry used to do back in the day and all this stuff. And she's an amazing leader in our industry, in the network marketing industry. So we have a couple industries together, right? That's part of the magic. Do you guys know Matt Trainer like hates network marketing? And so now you network marketers are like, oh my God. Dude, I've been an internet network marketer for 8.5 years now. And I started out, I did the friends and family thing, brought a bunch of people in, nobody duplicated. I real quickly learned I want to do this through the internet and attract people into me. So imagine you have a guy like Matt that's like, dude, network marketing sucks. And you have these network marketers that are like dudes or dudette. I don't mean to be like sexist, guys. Whenever I say guys or dude, that means all you ladies too. And I call my wife dude all the time, if that makes you feel any better. And she's got used to it because she learned she wasn't able to change me. So imagine, I know there's some network marketers that are like, oh dude, the internet stuff doesn't work. You never attract good people. Did you guys know some of my best friends in this whole planet? Because we met through the internet over these last 8 years. So now you're like, dude, what a loser. His best friends you had to find online. Dude, I have guys that will fight down to the death for me right here that I've played soccer with my entire life. And we're brothers, man. We'll fight to the death for that kind of stuff. I'm talking about people that are completely in alignment. Those of us that have spent $100,000 in a personal development library I have right outside the door here. Those of us that are interested in making the world a better place, that want to go make a bunch of money, not just for selfish needs, to go out there and bless the world and change everything. So I know I'm jumping all around, guys. You got to stay with me. I'm telling you, there's so many things. I could sit here for hours and hours, and I'm not going to because I respect your time. You got to plug in here fast. You got to get run as fast as you can. You have no idea what you have in your hands here. I'm trying to attempt to explain a tiny little piece of what you have in your hands here. I do have to slam some water. I apologize. I want you guys to get good at this. If you ever feel like you're getting dried out or you're feeling even slightly dehydrated, this is what I want you to do. You see how much water's in this bottle right here? I didn't quite get it all. You know who I learned that from? Tony Robbins. Do you know who's inner circle with Tony Robbins? A guy, I'm pretty sure, like Doug Allen. You know who I've been talking to almost every day since we got back? Doug Allen. Did you guys realize this guy alone, dude, he charges big money to even coach, and he has clients, dude, he's like, it's crazy the kind of people that I've been connected with. I'm very blessed. Doug, love you to death, bro. I'm doing my best to make like the kind of videos like you were making a few weeks ago, like slapping people around, getting us all working on the same page. So I learned quick. I slam water because these guys tell me to slam water. I know why it works. I'm not going to talk about that right now. But you gotta soak up what's around you guys and become what's happening here. And so I know I'm like jumping around. I'm trying to track back to where I was. I'm sitting in this room. I don't really know Matt Trainer. I'm on the edge of my chair taking notes like furious. My fingers like almost bleeding, stung the whole weekend because the skin pulled out from the nail. Because I'm just like for like countless hours. We were in the room like all day, all night. I slept for like 2 and 3 hours both of the nights out there. I think I was out there 3 nights. We didn't sleep at all basically. And so there was a point I asked Matt, so we go back to this project, right? He makes $300,000 in 3 weeks. So I'm like, well, and I'm like kind of nervous, but I'm like, no, dude, I think he's a good guy. I think, he's not going to kick me out for asking this question. And I'm like, Matt, so what'd you monetize? What were you selling? And he basically was selling these $7 leads, basically phone calls to people. And that's the traffic he generated in those weeks. He sold basically enough $7 leads to make $300,000. Approximately. I'm sure there's a couple things he sold, but just generalizing, guys, okay? So, what you can run the numbers. I'm not going to go into it now, but obviously he sold more than 30,000 leads in 3 weeks. That's a lot of leads for any business. That's like 10,000 leads a week. And so, so now check this out. This is the part, and I can't do the story justice. You got to get like Rich Cook or somebody to tell it. But just imagine this guy who has been behind a computer most of his life, is a genius, can just start slamming keys and like beautiful things are created. Or go out in his garage and build amazing things. And imagine a guy like that, and they realize, they get this idea that, dude or dudette, what if we can make way more than just $7 a lead? Because up to that point, he had a limiting belief, and he didn't know it was a limiting belief. But even all the people, all the top marketers, like, yeah, dude, like $7 for a lead for like doing this kind of stuff. That's basically about what we could do. So why are all these people across all these niches, and it's not this giant scam all trying to scam Jason Cardamone out of his money and his time and his resources and energy and efforts? Why are all these people coming together from multiple parts of life, all realizing, we're all looking at each other like, dude, is this, like, dude, you see what I'm seeing? You see what I'm seeing? Like, we're all seeing what we're all seeing. We're all like, we all have chills like I have right now. And all of us are like, holy balls, what's going on, dude? This is totally amazing. And so Matt's version of that is like sweating and like starting to pace around. And I'm a pacer, dude. This is hard just to stand here in one place on camera so I stay on frame. Like, I want to be like running all around my office right now. And I apologize for the echo too. I got to get that fixed. So Matt starts freaking out when he realizes what we have to monetize here, and what just so happens to ironically be a network marketing product. Do you guys know this product is so big that companies like Avon, which is the #1, the biggest selling network marketing company in the 70-year history of our industry, is a partner and has the toolbars out there, the cashback toolbars? That's our product, guys. The #1 network marketing company in the history of this 70-year-old industry is partnered up with that. Do you know Beachbody is also partner labeling, white labeling it, whatever it's called? And so, when does that ever happen in this industry? I don't know. It may have happened a couple times, not that I'm aware of. And so I'm looking at all these things happening, and then you look at someone who like hates network marketing, and I totally get it. There's a lot of network marketing things that are just stupid. There's a lot of internet marketing things that are insane too. But you pull together these superpowers where you're able to monetize the kind of thing we have to give to someone that's free and saves them money. And then whatever money they save, we get to reach in basically the pockets of every person we give this to. They're saving money. We're grabbing pennies and nickels and dimes and quarters and dollars right back. Dude, it's like a win-win-win. There's no losers anywhere. So then you take a movement like that, and instead of a word of mouth like knocking on somebody's door, hey dude, can I give you this free toolbar thing? Go check it out, go download it here. Like the farmer story you guys may have heard, the guy over in Denmark. What if you combine the power of not just an internet marketer like me that knows how to get like hundreds of thousands of views per month and visitors and stuff like that, but you pair it up with someone like Matt Trainer, who's one of the best in the entire stinking planet. What you're looking at is mass saturation in a millisecond. That's what you're looking at. And here's the other part. Thank God that Matt is like, he's willing to share all this with us. Why? Because he went through some rough times in these past years, and you know what I've seen in him is that he hit rock bottom. He was at a low place in his life, and as he's getting out of that place, he realized, dude, I really want to help people. And he has it in his heart and his soul to do that. And I was just talking with someone today that is super close to Matt. And they were telling me about some of his heart and his vision. And I'm trying not to just bust out in tears right in front of you guys. Matt's vision for this and his heart behind this, you have no idea how blessed we are to be here. That guy easily could just go do all this without us. So don't slow him down, and don't be like there's some boat anchor post from a while ago, and it was really cool. Like, the guy that brought it up in a really cool way, and it became this saying that we were saying, like a boat anchor or a like. Here's the deal, guys. Do whatever you can to serve Matt Trainer and any leader in this entire team. I'm not just singling him out. Do your best to serve every single person in this team. Because when you get behind and you're serving and adding value, instead of coming in like, dude, gimme, take, the more value you can add, the more we as a team become stronger. And so I'm attempting to add value to you guys in a very, very long-winded way by telling you all these stories from stuff. Guys, how am I able to compress 2 very full weekends of my life into like a short amount of time? There were a couple little slivers of like, oh, that's a little dead time here and there. Not really. It's not possible for me to like take you guys and put you there because you weren't there. So I'm doing my best to give you little pieces of some of my perspective of what's been happening over this past month or so, and some of the character and the integrity and the heart. Do you guys know, like, all the technology, all the money, all the, you know what? None of that crap matters besides what's in your heart, what's in your emotions. Do you know emotions drive like all your decisions? Do you know we're all just like these robots that are programmed to avoid pain and gain pleasure? Did you know you can control what pain and pleasure even mean to you? And something right now you think is painful and you do anything in your life to avoid, like, oh my God, I'll never cold call someone. Oh my God, I can't do SEO. Oh my God, it's so hard. It's so... Dude, just stop. Stop getting in your own way. All that is just limiting beliefs that you have chosen to believe up to this point in your life. Do you realize you can just step right here and look at things in a new paradigm, a new point of view, and change everything? Do you realize you can just do an exercise for 2 minutes a day and just stand here and completely change the emotions happening in your body? Do you guys know I just learned that a month ago from Matt Trainer? Go look up Dr. Amy Cuddy's TED Talk. It's like 21 minutes long. Dude, it doesn't matter what I've done. It will change your life in just 2 minutes a day. Where did I learn that? I learned it from Christian, who told me about, actually, maybe Matt Trainer directly told us that. I don't even remember, but go look up that TED Talk, and you're learning this from someone who has just achieved amazing things. And there's other things too from a bunch of other geniuses that are in our group. So I wanted to attempt, guys, to share with you some of my, my point, or my viewpoints and things. And my entire intention behind this video was to help kind of pull back the curtain a little bit and let you see a little, give you the tiniest little sliver of insight of things that have happened over these past 3 weeks. And I want you guys to know, so here's where I'm coming from. I have put my entire reputation, all my money, my time, all my resources, obviously all my sleep or lack thereof, my heart, dude, everything I have is here for WUKAR. All of it. It's here to serve you guys. Because I believe this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I've grown. We all, guys, it's totally normal to have these little moments of doubt. Like, oh, but what if this Jason guy just spent like however long lying to me? What if this person's trying to take me, or this person? Guys, I understand where that comes from. It's programming from your past. You need to learn to suspend disbelief. You need to learn to at least take a little bit of leap of faith. Even if that leap of faith is, dude, just wait till the rotator's out and rocking. Wait till these tasks and projects are coming out and go grab some and take a little bit of risk. Because I realize some of you are risk takers like this. Some of you are like on this scale of risk taking. And so wherever you're at in that, some of that is a lot more natural to you. And some of it is like completely foreign, like risk is really scary. Why? Because you've associated risk to being painful. I'll pass this directly on, and I'm going to slaughter the saying here, but something Doug was just sharing with us a few weeks ago is, the standards of your life are completely set by your ability to live in uncertainty. Something like that. And it's totally the wrong way to say it, but it's all the right words, just in the wrong order. You know what I'm saying? So your ability to deal with uncertainty will determine the quality and the standards of your life. And I'm probably missing like one or two key words in there, so I'm like slaughtering it. What it means is, guys, you need to be, and that's from Tony Robbins, you need to be able to live with a certain level of uncertainty, and your greater ability to live with more and more uncertainty raises the standard of your entire life. And as your standards raise, the qualities, my family, my wife and children upstairs, I've literally spent less time with them over these past 3 weeks, but the time I've spent with them, I'm not joking, it is the highest quality time we have ever spent. Do you know a few weeks ago, I got back from San Diego, I'm in bed with my wife, and it's normally where like she's, and don't worry, no, not that kind, like get your minds out of the gutter. She's sitting there on her whatever device, tablet or whatever she has, and like where she would normally be reading a book, and where I'm like normally on my phone checking emails or whatever I do, play a video game, whatever I used to do a month ago, the old Jason. And I was just like, I like looked over, I just threw my phone down, and I just started talking with my wife, and we had like a real conversation like we haven't had, I don't even know when, guys. And for some of you, you're like, well, dude, that's kind of a crappy marriage. It has been at times. If it wasn't for some of the influence and some of the techniques that I've learned through personal development and some of the things I've done over these years, I would have totally been divorced 5 or 6 years ago because I was sleeping on the couch for like 6 months straight because I got kicked out of our bed. and it was a hard time in our marriage. And so there's always things, you always got to become better and better and better. I don't even know why the heck I'm sharing all that, besides to tell you guys, we had this awesome, really deep conversation. And we have conversations here and there, you know what I'm saying? But all this has just been influenced by this community, this WUKAR movement is what I'm going to call it. And so I just wanted to try to give you guys a little glimpse of some of the people behind this and really my own conviction, my own integrity and what I'm doing behind this. For all the network marketers out there, I literally haven't talked to any of my friends and family about business as far as network marketing goes for 7.5 years at all. And I was like, that's because I did it all wrong 8.5 years ago, and I was part of the NFL, the no friends left and all that, you know, all the stuff in the industry sayings. And I've definitely had a lot of them coming to me because I've been full-time since 2008, 6-figure income since 2009. And they're just like, dude, how do you stay at home all the time? Like, you haven't worked since 2008. And so they have been attracted in. So there are some cool things about that industry and its ability to leverage things. But a lot of the ways things are done, a lot of the shenanigans around like, oh, well, my company's better than yours, and you, and this, and that leader said this, and bleh. It's stupid. It's ridiculous what happens in the network marketing industry. Dude, you guys realize we're all here in the same planet, and we're all humans together, and we're all supposed to like love each other and like be grateful all the time. So that's what I'm going to close out with is 2 things. Number 1, gratitude. I'm grateful for you for sitting here and listening to me drone on forever. I'm grateful for all of you guys that are pouring your heart out to make this amazing. And I'm trying not to cry. I'm so filled with gratitude. Thank you for all you're doing. And all you guys behind the scenes that are just these little silent ninjas kicking butt every day. Thank you for all you're doing. I'm very grateful. My entire family, on behalf of not just me and my immediate family, but all the generations to come of all the WUKAR that you just blessed our lives, thank you for busting ass every day. Or, I guess I need to say, for kicking ass every day. And I can say that because WUKAR, wake up, kick ass, repeat. I love that, and I'm a guy, I never like to cuss. I really try hard to not cuss because I realize there's some people that greatly challenges your belief system. You're going to have, good. That raises your ability to deal with uncertainty, like deal with that. I'm not going to sit here like just storming a cuss, you know, I will do that to break your state occasionally. but I'm not going to do that all the time. And so I want all of us to raise up as people. I want you to become a better person in every aspect, with your gratitude, your emotions, your spiritual life, your physical life, your emotional, your relationships, every part of your life, financially. This isn't just about money, guys. Nobody's here just for the money that's really here. And if you are, I want you to really think about, what are you really chasing with that? Because this is far more. This is a movement, dude. And I'm not even talking about, I've heard that said before, and it's just so used in the wrong way, where I almost hesitate to use it because your brain shuts off when you hear that. So I wanted to end with two things. Gratitude. Thank you. Eternally grateful for all you guys are doing. I've never lived this magical of a life, this blessed of a life as I've lived in these past 28, 29 days since Christian called me around 7 o'clock or so on that Wednesday night. Changed my life forever on July 30th. So thank you to Christian Henneke for even doing that. And he would... Christian is such a humble guy, down-to-earth guy that... Michael would be whooping my butt right now, because this is what happened to me that second weekend in San Diego. Dude, that's crazy. My ears are ringing and lights are flashing. I think I'm about to pass out now because my pinkies are getting... Hold on, guys. So, I'm getting completely overwhelmed with how grateful I am to be here. And I'm cool with that. And I'm cool with crying right here on camera with you guys. I am blessed that I even know Christian, and I happened to see him on stage last October in something that has nothing to do with how we're all connected here, but everything happens for a reason and a purpose, and is here to serve us. And there's a purpose, if you're still hearing the video, why you're still hearing my voice, and why you almost just watched me pass out on camera. That's never happened. I've done probably 1,000 videos. And so that's how grateful I am. I damn near passed out live, right? That would have been badass. That would have been a really good video, by the way. Maybe I shouldn't have breathed through it. So I'm super grateful, obviously, for all of you guys involved. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a part of this with me. And the second part was, and this is something Doug hit on a couple weeks ago, one of the greatest core competencies you can, or the greatest things you can adapt right now, skill set, is flexibility, which has to do a little bit with uncertainty. And I know some of that is some of you guys are about as flexible as a freaking steel rod. You don't ever change anything. You get up at the exact same day and time every single day. Get in the shower at 6, get in the car at 7, kiss the wife at 6:55, eat your breakfast 6:30, drive in your box, to your box at work, to work in your box, to eat out of your box, to eat to come home and open a can of cylinders. I stole that from Tony Robbins. So, guys, I understand that, and I'm totally not making fun of you. Guys, I used to be a software engineer with Lockheed Martin, all these companies, and I understand. I used to be that guy. And so I'm not at all making fun of you. I do realize for some of us, being flexible and adaptable is a harder stretch than some other people of how we're naturally wired, or how we've allowed ourselves to be conditioned throughout our lives. And we're not even going in all that, but I just want you to try on the question of, what can I do to be more flexible? What can I do to really contribute to this project? And in fact, I'm straight up going to steal something from Doug from the first weekend. And this was such a cool thing. If you could ask yourself this powerful question, and it's long, but I encourage you to write this down. And if I get time to edit this video, I'll put the words on the screen, but I don't know if I have time for that, because I have 1 million people trying to join this thing. And they're going to become workers with us. They're going to bust their butts working on getting traffic in, just like you better be doing. And because if you don't work, you're not going to get to be a part of the rotator. You're not going to get traffic from the rotator. So get in, work hard like the people I'm bringing in. I am not bringing in a person, if they think they're coming in and getting a free ride, they're not. I tell them, dude, don't waste your money. You're just wasting your money and both of our time. And I've never been that direct and confrontational my entire life, ever, guys. I've never been that direct, like, dude, I'm serious. I just want you to save your time and money, and I don't want you to waste my time or my team's time either, because I'm watching your back too. Don't even join if you think you're just along for a free ride, because nobody's here for that. So that might be a wake-up call for somebody listening that had to hear that. So here's the question I want you to be asking. What's the most important action I can take right now to help me make the most progress towards reaching my goal and have fun doing that? And I actually had that memorized like a few weeks ago, and I think I still have it. So what's the most important action I can take right now to help me make the most progress towards my goal, towards reaching my goal, and have fun doing it? And change it up, dude. Say it out loud. Like your brain and your body and your physiology hear things differently. What's the most important action I can take right now? Mess around with it, guys. Put emphasis on different parts of that word, or that question, and look, what can you be doing right now to WUKAR some butt, dude? Get up, WUKAR your whole day, do it again tomorrow. Repeat. That's a repeat part. Guys, it's the most beautiful thing. Art O'Connor, thank you, dude. When I first saw that saying, dude, I was just like, dude, I've lived parts of my life like that. I've always wanted to just kill it every day, all day long. I've never in my life, I've had moments here and there, and the longest ever of like a big streak of just like WUKAR in every single day was back in 2010 when I went to like an $8,000 program with Tony Robbins called Date with Destiny. And that thing rocked my world, and I only went there because a guy that right now makes $250,000 a month in network marketing had told me in 2009 that changed his life. So I'm just sharing with you guys the old best 6 days of my life that rocked my world in 2010. I've been fighting and striving for that all these years. One of the key moments that whole week, oh God, I can't even begin to tell you guys I am so blessed for those of you that we're like working directly together now, and all you guys in the leadership team, dude, you guys are amazing. I'm learning so much from you. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this, and I love you guys. So, be grateful. Be grateful, seriously, and I'm even forgetting the second one. Be as flexible as all possible. Flexible. Do what you can to stay flexible. Breathe flexible. Change something. Go check out that 20-minute TED Talk from Dr. Amy Cuddy. Straight from Matt Trainer. He'll straight up tell you to go watch that. And then do it. And that's it. I love you guys. Go WUKAR. Jason WUKAR out. Love you guys. Take care, guys. To your ultimate success, God bless.